Phobias can be both fascinating and puzzling. They're irrational fears that can sometimes sound unbelievable. In today's video, we're diving into 10 of the most bizarre phobias you've probably never heard of. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating content like this. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Do you have any of these phobias, or is there another unusual fear you've encountered that surprises people? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Arachibutyrophobia. Fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of the mouth. Imagine the simple pleasure of eating peanut butter turning into a source of fear. Arachibutyrophobia is the intense fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. For people with this phobia, even a small amount of peanut butter can trigger severe anxiety or a panic attack. This fear often stems from a deeper anxiety about choking, suffocation, or losing control. Many sufferers avoid peanut butter entirely, opting for alternatives or simply staying away from sticky foods. Interestingly, this phobia can sometimes overlap with a general fear of choking, known as phagophobia. It might seem funny to those without it, but for sufferers, it's no laughing matter. The mere thought of peanut butter can evoke dread and discomfort. Xanthophobia. Fear of the yellow color. While yellow is often associated with happiness, brightness, and positivity, not everyone sees it that way. Xanthophobia is the fear of the color yellow, and it can manifest in surprisingly intense ways. People with this phobia may avoid yellow objects entirely, from bananas to flowers, and even stay away from sunny places. This fear is often linked to negative experiences or associations from the past involving the color. For example, someone might have been stung by a yellow insect or had a traumatic event involving a yellow object. This phobia can severely impact day-to-day life, especially since yellow is a common color in nature and society. Even seeing yellow on a screen or in a photo can cause extreme unease. It's a reminder that even something as simple as a color can have a profound psychological impact. Nomophobia. Fear of being without your mobile phone. In today's hyper-connected world, it's not surprising that some people fear being without their mobile phones. Nomophobia is a modern-day phobia characterized by anxiety or panic when someone forgets their phone, runs out of battery, or loses signal. This fear is closely tied to our dependence on technology and the fear of missing out on important updates or social interactions. For sufferers, even a brief separation from their device can feel like losing a lifeline. Symptoms include sweating, rapid heartbeat, and obsessive behaviors like constantly checking for Wi-Fi or charging ports. The term nomophobia is short for no mobile phone phobia, and it has become increasingly common in the digital age. Researchers warn that excessive phone use may worsen this fear over time. Addressing nomophobia often requires setting boundaries with technology and practicing mindfulness. Ombrophobia, fear of rain. For most people, rain is either a minor inconvenience or a calming sound to enjoy on a lazy day. However, for those with ombrophobia, rain can trigger an overwhelming sense of dread. This phobia can stem from a fear of storms, floods, or the idea of getting soaked in cold. Some sufferers worry about rain causing accidents, illnesses, or even structural damage to their homes. Children with ombrophobia might develop it after witnessing a traumatic storm or flood event. Adults, too, can experience intense anxiety when rain is forecasted, avoiding outdoor activities altogether. For severe cases, even hearing the sound of rain on a roof can be enough to cause a panic attack. Therapy and gradual exposure are often recommended to help manage this fear. Pogonophobia. Fear of beards. Beards are often associated with masculinity, wisdom, or fashion, but for some, they are a source of genuine fear. Pogonophobia, the fear of beards, can range from mild discomfort to extreme anxiety when near someone with facial hair. This phobia may originate from a traumatic experience involving a bearded individual or a general aversion to the texture and appearance of beards. Sufferers often avoid social situations where they might encounter bearded people, which can lead to feelings of isolation. In some cases, the phobia extends to photos, videos, or even cartoons featuring beards. Despite being less common, pogonophobia can have a significant impact on a person's quality of life. Understanding and support from friends and family are crucial for managing this fear. Cognitive behavioral therapy is often effective in reducing symptoms. Anatidaphobia, fear of being watched by ducks. Anatidaphobia might sound like something straight out of a cartoon, but it's a very real and unsettling fear for some people. This phobia is defined as the irrational fear that somewhere, somehow, a duck is watching you. While it may seem humorous for those who experience it, The fear can be debilitating. Often this phobia stems from childhood incidents, like being chased by a duck or encountering aggressive waterfowl. Even harmless ducks can appear threatening to someone with this fear. Sufferers might avoid lakes, ponds, or even images of ducks in books or videos. The constant thought of being observed, even by a bird, can lead to heightened anxiety and paranoia. Though anatideophobia isn't officially recognized as a clinical diagnosis, it highlights how our minds can create fears that feel incredibly real, no matter how unlikely the scenario might be. Chorophobia, fear of dancing. Dancing is a universal form of expression and celebration, but for people with chorophobia, it's anything but enjoyable. This phobia is the intense fear or aversion to dancing, whether it's participating or even watching others dance. It often originates from deep-seated social anxiety or negative experiences, such as being forced to dance as a child or being embarrassed on the dance floor. For those affected, events like weddings, parties, or even casual gatherings can feel like a nightmare. Symptoms include rapid heartbeat, sweating, and an overwhelming urge to leave when dancing begins. Interestingly, chorophobia isn't limited to social situations. It can also extend to cultural dances, performances, or even videos of dance routines. Overcoming this phobia often involves therapy and gradually exposing oneself to dancing in a safe, supportive environment. Geniophobia, fear of chins. It might sound like the plot of a comedy skit, but geniophobia is a very real fear of chins. This phobia can be triggered by the shape, size, or even the texture of a chin, whether it's one's own or someone else's. People with geniophobia often avoid close-up conversations, mirrors, or photos where chins are visible. The root cause is often psychological, such as a traumatic event or an irrational association developed during childhood. For some, the fear might be tied to certain features like prominent or dimpled chins, making them appear menacing or grotesque. While this phobia is rare, it can significantly impact a person's daily life, especially in social situations. Therapy, including exposure techniques and cognitive behavioral methods, is often used to help individuals manage and overcome geniophobia. Turophobia, fear of cheese. Cheese might be a culinary delight for many, but for individuals with turophobia, it's a source of intense fear. This phobia can manifest in various ways. Some people fear specific types of cheese, like blue cheese or cheddar, while others avoid all cheese entirely. The fear often stems from past negative experiences, such as being forced to eat cheese as a child or an aversion to its texture or smell. Interestingly, the sight of melted cheese, such as on pizza, can be just as triggering as solid cheese for some sufferers. Turophobia can make dining out or attending social gatherings challenging, as cheese is a common ingredient in many cuisines. Overcoming this phobia often requires gradual exposure and addressing the underlying psychological causes with a professional therapist. Hippopotamonstrosesquippedaliophobia, fear of long words. Perhaps the most ironic phobia on this list, hippopotamonstrosesquippedaliophobia, is the fear of long words. The name itself is a tongue twister, adding humor to what can be a genuine source of anxiety for some. People with this phobia often feel overwhelmed when faced with lengthy or complicated words, whether in writing or speech. This fear often originates in childhood, especially if someone struggled with reading or pronouncing long words, leading to feelings of inadequacy or embarrassment. In severe cases, it can hinder academic or professional progress, as sufferers may avoid situations where they need to encounter long words. While the condition is rare, it serves as a reminder of how deeply personal and unique phobias can be. Therapy focused on building confidence and breaking down linguistic challenges is often effective in addressing this unusual fear. And there you have it, 10 of the most bizarre phobias you won't believe exist. While some of these may seem humorous at first glance for those who live with them, these fears are very real and can impact their daily lives. Which one of these phobias surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our fascinating explorations of the unusual and unknown. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.